Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 95 at Face Value. I'm Brian.
I'm Will.
Super pumped to have you back. Luke is still out on holiday. Told us last week he was going to jump on to contradict some of Will's LSU takes, but it's currently, I think, 3 o'clock in the morning in Milan. So didn't anticipate him jumping on the pod tonight. So we're rolling on. So happy everyone's here. We'll just keep on doing what we do. So you want to start with a hug, Will?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with a hug, and it is college baseball related. There's probably going to be a lot of college baseball on this podcast, and probably some interruptions in between with my Aggies playing right now and the Auburn Milwaukee fascinating regional final going on there. But my hug is the upcoming All Trojan Super Regional between Little Rock and Troy, because that's the Super
Heck yeah.
Regional we all thought was going to be happening.
Of
Uh,
course.
Yeah, I mean, everybody saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Just an unbelievable story. Uh, Little Rock was was they were they both three seeds?
I believe so. Yeah. So I think Little Rock was a three
So
seed
I
and
mean,
Jacksonville State was the 4 seed. So it was a 3-4
four
matchup for
seed.
the Hattiesburg Regional.
Yes, but both three seeds. Like we talked about, Little Rock almost made an improbable run last year. This year they get to the Super Regional. Troy makes their first Super Regional, and we are guaranteed to get Little Rock or Troy at the College World Series.
Heck yeah.
So that's awesome for the smaller, your smaller conferences. They're going to get representation no matter what happens. No one's sitting, no college baseball fans expecting one of those teams to make a crazy run to the
No.
final or anything like that. But one of them's making the College World Series. It's awesome for the sport to get to showcase these small schools. So hug to both those teams for taking care of business, knocking off some big dogs, and making a super regional.
Well, and what's crazy about that too is that so 4 teams out of the Sun Belt made it. Obviously, the big two were Southern Miss and Coastal Carolina. So you're thinking, okay, one of those two will be the ones out of the Sun Belt to try to make a run. And then, Texas State jumps in there as
Correct.
well as a 3 seed. And then out of all four of those teams, the Troy Trojans are the only ones with a shot to make the College World Series. So,
Yes. Emerge out of there victorious.
yeah.
Not in a super easy regional either. I mean, like Florida's been a good baseball team.
Yeah. And for them to be able to sneak it out last night and then just dominate today 10-2, like that was
Handled
just
them,
like, man, like
handled them today.
yeah, so they're ready to roll. So good for them. I mean, they did play well and I mean, obviously they played well enough to make the regional, but so I mean they're a good team. So we'll see if they can make some noise. But also, Little Rock's a big story. So if you could get Little Rock, and then also if we'll talk about in a little bit, Milwaukee can find a way to sneak in. That'd be a heck of a super regional to watch. Some big time Cinderellas.
Yeah, locked in on this final in Auburn. If Milwaukee would, I mean, that would give us two four seeds then, because Cal Poly made it in as a four seed.
Did they really?
Not
Whose
Cal
regional
Poly,
did they
St.
end up
John's.
winning?
St.
Oh,
John's
St.
was a four
John's. Yeah,
seed.
yeah.
Uh,
Dang.
I don't I don't even know if I don't know if Cal Poly actually won. I might have misspoke. I was meaning St. John's.
Yeah. No, I saw St. John's won. They beat
Yeah, no, Cal Poly did not.
Florida State. That's right.
Yes, so it was St. John's as the fourth seed. Sorry, I was getting got a little bit carried away there. Too many teams, too
Yeah.
much stuff to keep up with.
Too much craziness all at one time. So
Too much craziness, too much craziness. So St. John's is the team I meant to say. Sorry.
hey, that's all right. St. Mary's had a shot, couldn't do it though. So after
True,
taking down
true.
UCLA twice, but we'll get into all that in a little bit.
You got a hug, Brian?
Well, I was gonna give my hug, staying with college baseball. I'm gonna give my hug to the Kansas Jayhawks, who made a regional for the first time in their history in college baseball, win their regional, and because the number 2 overall Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have been knocked out, now get to also host the Super Regional. So big time story for them. Awesome opportunity for them to make some noise and And after never making a regional, getting in and having a good shot now of making the College World Series, I think that's absolutely cool for them to be able to try to do that and be able to get some noise. It's going to be interesting. You know, we talk about all these smaller schools making these runs. Like this College World Series may be one of the most unique in recent history for sure.
Absolutely. Because not I mean, they still have to go win these regionals, but with these higher seeds, of your 16 national seeds, some of these higher seeds on paper seem to have an easier walk to the College World Series. So,
Yes.
not saying again, nothing's guaranteed because these other teams did earn their spot to make a super regional, but here you are in a favorable matchup, let's say, to then get on to the College World Series. So,
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll see how it plays out because there were a few regionals. I think we talked about a little bit, but there were some of those regionals where I was like, oof, like it seemed to get some very favorable matchups. But
we said that, and then some of those
yeah,
teams
that's true.
just no showed, completely no showed. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
true.
hey man, that's why we play the games. That's why we don't just have 16 teams line up and play a super regional and go to the World Series. Like, you got to earn it.
That's
I know
right.
you've already played
Play.
60 games to prove yourself, but that's not quite enough. You
Yeah, you got to play
still
four
got
or
to
five
earn it.
more. Yeah, exactly. Oh, USC tied it up.
You're ahead of me. But yes, they did. But did you see the end of that last half inning? What a stupid play to send him
Oh
home.
yes, yes.
God have mercy. Anyway, we could have had bases loaded.
Yeah.
Instead, we sent a guy home. It was out by 72 feet. But
He was rounding third and the catcher's holding it.
yeah, it's definitely a hike, but that is not my hike.
Yeah.
My
What is your
hike,
hike, bro?
my hike is going on is at the French Open where no favorite wants to win this thing. I
I haven't even been
this
watching.
I didn't figure you had, so I'm going to keep the hike short. I was kind of searching for a hike. 'Cause what can I do? What sport can I bring up that I know will not come up again on the rest of this podcast? It's the French Open. It's the French Open where literally nobody wants to win. So Yannick Sinner coming into this tournament, he's the number one. He's number one in the world right now because Carlos Alcaraz is out with a wrist injury. Pretty much everybody's just assuming Sinner's just going to waltz his way to a French Open title here. He's it's 20 something straight matches he had won. I don't know the exact number. It was a lot. Uh, Seemingly untouchable. He goes out in round two. He's 1 point away from winning, then loses 18 of the next 20 points to go down in a five-set match.
Oh, I actually
And
did see
everyone's like,
that. Yeah.
okay, Sinner's out. So people are like, okay, is like a Ben Shelton who's been good. He's been a good American, but he hasn't really broke through. Is this his time to break through? Alcaraz isn't there. Sinner goes down. Or at 39, does Novak Djokovic now have one more run in him to get another major at 39 years old? Djokovic goes down. It's like, all right, one of these young guys is going to step up now. Shelton goes down. Other big names go down. There's a few ranked guys left. I think the number two seeds left, the number four seeds left. But outside of that, I don't know if there's another top 10 guy that's even left in this thing. And it's like, what's going on
Yeah.
at Rolling Gallows? Like, nobody wants to win this thing. And we're down to the quarterfinals now. And there's the 2 seed, 4 seed, 10 seed, 27, 26, 28, and two unranked Italians that are about to go at it for a chance in the semifinals. So
Hey, that's
I
awesome.
it's wide open, and as far as somebody will probably hear this and be like, "You're wrong," but as far as I know, I don't think anybody left in this thing's won a major tennis tournament. So somebody's gonna be a first. So hike to all the favorites because or and all the young guys, man. It was a wide open tournament, and you just faltered. So
So it's kind of a hug and a hike together. So
it's both. It was a reach, but I
yeah.
didn't have a great hike, and I was like, I don't want to talk about something we always talk about. So let's throw in some tennis,
Yeah, there you go.
which we shouldn't talk about it because
Yeah.
we don't really know that much about it. But
I thought you were talking about golf for a minute, so it's cool.
there you go. See,
So you said Alcaraz. I was like, okay, we're in tennis.
Oh,
Like,
it's tennis. It's tennis,
yeah,
not golf.
yeah. All right, I'm locked in now. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, I'll switch back to something that we do talk about a lot in baseball. I'm gonna give a hike, and we can just roll into talking about it. The beginning talks of the MLB and players union over the new CBA. Uh, the MLB has come out. They proposed a salary cap and a salary floor, which I think will benefit some things. But essentially, the league came out or the union came out and they were like, we thought that the MLB would at least make something reasonable to look at, and they didn't even try. It didn't even look good at all. So not looking good. Sounds like it's going to be most likely a lockout. First one that's been there since, what was it, the strike in '94 was the last time that there was like a true lockout, I think.
Yeah, well, that
So,
that wasn't even a lockout. That was just a strike.
or it is a strike, but
I mean, what the last one we started in April, right? They still got the season in, but we started late because
yeah,
they came to terms real late. Uh, I don't know, man. It's obviously in all these things you see both sides. Like, is a salary cap quote unquote better for the sport, for the integrity of the sport, to try to get limit some of these teams from spending so much and get other teams to spend more so you try to even the playing field? Yeah. Will it also make the owners richer and players less rich? Yeah. So I get all sides. I mean, the players union's never going to go for salary cap. Not when you have these
no,
salaries exploding. I mean, there's no way that's going to happen. And a salary floor kills your small market teams if you don't have the cap with it, because then your Dodgers and Yankees and Mets are still going to spend like crazy, but you're going to force these small market teams to spend the money where they're probably in all likelihood not going to be able to keep up with those big market teams anyway. So you're
yeah,
going to, I won't say you'll bankrupt these places, but you're probably going to see some people sell, but a new richer owner is not going to get fan engagement in these small markets to the point where they can make it a profitable enterprise. So I don't know.
yeah.
It's
I'm
just
hoping at least. I mean, because like you said, I mean, you got to have both. Like, you can't have one and not the other, because like you said, then you're just forcing these teams to spend money. They're going to barely meet the threshold, and then you got the other side, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, that are just going to keep spending money like crazy. Like, if you're going to have one, you got to have the other. The interesting stat that I saw, it said that, and this is the root of all problems. So there's 30 teams in MLB. So if they set the salary floor at 171.2 million, which is the proposal, then it would be 12 teams that would have to where was the number?
spend.
They would have to increase a combined $617 million to get just to the salary floor. So almost half of your league is currently below the 171 million. But then on the other side, 8 teams would have to decrease by a combined almost 600 million to stay under the salary cap. So you have both sides of the thing. Another thing I wish they would add to it, like again, I'm all for the salary floor if you have a reasonable salary cap too. But then also, like, you got to get rid of or you got to implement or a deferral system where these players aren't just, Shohei Otani signing this insane deal for 2 million a year to where he's counting against nothing, especially when they're marketing. They've already paid his contract as soon as they signed it. So I mean, that if you put a salary cap, but then you also don't have deferrals, there's always going to be loopholes. So they got to find a way to really bridge that gap. Where if you want a true competitive balance, then you gotta have it where it can actually be competitive, because that's not where it is right now.
No, I agree with all of that. I mean, we've all three of us have talked at length about the whole deferral system just being a joke. What's the point of having these deals come out? They're not real. It's essentially made up
Yeah,
numbers. So, and the another big thing with the new collective bargaining agreement is what are they going to do with arbitration? Apparently, that's
yeah,
major on the docket because it's been an argument for years that these teams are essentially getting away with stealing some of the best years of these players' lives with manipulation and arbitration. And, these guys at 25, 26, 27 are getting paid nothing. And then
Yeah,
they take a risk on getting a big contract at 30, 31, 32, where one injury, they may never get there. They may never get to that contract. So I'm interested to see what happens to arbitration. I think there needs to be, not saying you have to get rid of it completely, but either even increase the incentives to have these teams sign guys, because they did that in the last collective bargaining agreement. That's why you see some of these teams signing these guys to these contracts 7, 8 years for 80 to 120 million and buy them out of their arbitration years, because they get some draft capital and some other benefits back from it. So maybe something added on those lines to keep encouraging that. But this is all probably for naught, because to your point, and I agree with it. Unless, I mean, we have a lot of time. Son of a, we have a lot of time, but a lockout does seem like it's coming. At least a
yeah.
temporary one. At least a temporary one.
And that's the thing, and that's what's going to hurt a lot is the fact that baseball's begun like actually starting to grow in popularity, and then you're going to get something like this, and I feel like if anything, it's just going to kill your momentum, and so then you're going to lose out on money regardless out of it. So I was reading about like the 50-50 split, the revenue split, and then like part of it was like the arbitration that they were arguing. You bring these young prospects up for little money, so the leagues ended up making a lot more money out of it than the players would. So the league is arguing that players will make more money year over year. Like there's just so much back and forth that is just. I mean, it's still gonna have to be. I mean, it's going to be a long talk. And like I know we were talking about before the pod, like when the lockout is, I mean, if it's going to be January 1, I mean, you have 6 months to work on it. But if you're that far apart, I mean, we saw how long it took, like even just like with the referees and in the NFL, like that one took months to figure out. And that was on a much smaller scale. I mean, if you look at the whole grand scheme of things. So
Yeah,
I,
and the problem is, though, they'll both play hardball against each other, and they'll push it closer and closer to the deadlines to try to make the other one get scared into giving in to some demands, and that's normally the whole deal here. It's not that they can't negotiate and get it done sooner; it's that they don't want to, because they're both trying to get the best deal for their side. So they're not really incentivized at this early stage to start giving in and have more, have more conversation. They want the timeline to get crunched, more and more crunched, to where both sides butts pucker a little bit.
yeah,
Because as much as they both want what they want, what neither side really does want is a lockout, because then nobody makes any money.
exactly. Then everyone loses.
Everyone loses. So, and your fans are pissed off, which support all of this. So, you know, hopefully for that reason, and we've seen it in most other sports. We hear this all the time. They're light years apart. There's no ending in sight. And recently, at least, they've always found a way to come together and get
Yeah.
and make something work, because of what I think we just talked about. Of they both know that lockouts make no money, so you have to find some sort of common
Yeah.
ground here at some point.
You just hope it's sooner than later. So
Correct. Yeah, it'd be nice for the players, the fans, everybody, just to not have this lingering, because it does damper seasons to me when you can't enjoy the season, because you're always looking ahead to, hey,
yeah.
what does the future hold, so you don't get to enjoy the moment, because, oh man, we may not have a season next year. Well, we have one going on right now, and it could be
Yeah.
awesome, but you don't get to enjoy it because you're worried about the one that hasn't even existed yet.
But on the other side of the coin, you also are hoping these talks go right because a lot of teams are not enjoying the season because we all know what the inevitable ending is going to be.
Yeah, that's it's probably true. It's
Yeah.
probably true. We won't have to
I
worry
mean, to
about
be
it.
to be plus what was it, plus 120 or whatever to win the championship coming into the season, like it's pretty wild.
It's utterly ridiculous is how I would describe it, but
Yeah. But like we said, the more exciting baseball right now is obviously college baseball. So I think I looked. So up to this point, 6 of the 16 top 16 seeds have been knocked out of the regional currently,
Wow.
with Auburn currently tied with Milwaukee in their final game, and then USC's up 2-1 on A&M right now. So
Yeah.
if those end up with the upsets, then that would mean half of the overall seeds would all be knocked out, which is absolutely insane for a regional where you see like, I mean, obviously, I mean, we can talk about the elephant in the room. I mean, UCLA coming in 51-6. I mean, I think we talked about them last week, just being absolutely dominant and just, I mean, obviously the odds on favorite, and then they get rolled in the first game, should have lost the second game, sneak through the third game, and then lose to St. Mary's in the knockout game. So just a crazy situation to where and then St. Mary's loses in the final game. So St. Mary's didn't even end up making out of the regional. So it's just crazy situation starting off the regionals, but also makes it fun with the Cinderellas finding a way to win.
Yeah. No, we talked about earlier. It is fun. Credit to these guys. These are some of the biggest moments of their life. Finding ways to get it done. This is why we do love baseball to a certain extent, even though we just talked about how MLB seems inevitable. But on any given night, anything can happen and anybody can win a baseball game. Um, but it is shocking that there's been so much inconsistency from these teams that have been so good over the course of 60 games and have
Yeah.
played in these tough conferences, and these other schools that have not seen the pitching depth or have not seen the lineup depth are still finding a way to. And it's not, I mean, yeah, most of them have been good, close baseball games. Actually, there's been a lot of one-run games. There's also been some absolute shellackings,
Yeah.
and not always by the national seeds. Like some of these unheralded small schools are just, I mean, whipping up and down. So, uh, but it's been a great regional. I mean, even today on a you're in the final game in some of these regionals, and you have St. John's knock off Florida State. Florida State mounts a comeback in the ninth, not enough. St. John's a 4 seed. West Virginia's up on Kentucky 5-1. Kentucky hits a 3 run, then a back to back 4 runs, tie at 5-5. Obviously, West Virginia comes back, and we talked about it last week. I don't know if it was on the pod or off the pod. How the hell did Kentucky even get in
Yeah.
over Vanderbilt with how the SEC shook out? And by and by they were one, it took extra innings to knock them out from going to a super regional. So, and then I mean I didn't even talk about Oklahoma. Georgia Tech, number 2 overall seed, rolls through the ACC. They're up they're up 7-2. They're up 7-3 going into the 7th inning, and OU scores 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the ninth, 1 in the 10th. They're up 7-4. I'm sorry. But they scored 5 runs in the last 4 innings here to knock off Georgia Tech at home.
Yeah.
So
Just find a way to win.
Uh, great baseball, great college baseball. Hopefully, it rolls on this way to the supers, and then we get a good College World Series. But very fun, very
Oh
fun.
yeah. Well, I was gonna go back to that Kentucky West Virginia series because I don't know if you saw. So like you said, West Virginia's up 5-1 the eighth tonight. Kentucky ties it. West Virginia's up winning. Last night, um, Kentucky was up 9-6 going into the ninth inning, and West Virginia scored 5 runs to win 11-9. So Kentucky had West Virginia on the ropes last night to eliminate and win the regional, and West Virginia scores 5 runs in the top of the ninth inning to come back and win. And then it flipped tonight, which obviously West Virginia ended up winning anyway, but it was like almost it was an opposite script of last night. So just an absolute insane 2 game series between those two teams for the regional.
I was not aware. I did miss that, but yeah, now I'm looking at these all these box scores and kind of getting lost in it, man. This is it was. I'm talking about it in real time, and I'm still not giving due credit to how good some of these regional sites were.
Well, I was even looking. I forgot because they were talking about USC whenever they played Texas when they were playing Texas State the first time, and I forgot that they started the season 19-0. Like they were the last undefeated team to start the season, and then I mean they still ended up I think 40-17 ended up being the record. So lost some games when they get in the conference, but I mean they're still a solid team. I mean we've seen it. I mean Texas State makes a comeback, beats them in the first game, and then USC turns around and just beats the brakes off of them, and then playing the second game of the day goes and beats A&M by 11.
Yeah,
Like I like
usually your second game, your arms are tired, guys have been on the field all day, A&M's fresh. I was feeling good. Beat the living shit out of us. I mean, I have no other word to say. That's exactly what they did. I mean, absolutely drubbed us.
yeah. So they're a solid team. I mean, and now I mean, because I mean, if you're a team like USC or like a lot of these other teams, you're looking at the other upsets going on. You're like, man, like everybody's got a shot right now.
Just get in,
I mean,
it's like survive. Like just get to the next round. Best
yeah,
two out of three. I mean, I brought them up earlier. Who the hell had Troy beating Florida 2 games in a row?
no, definitely
Nobody.
not.
Nobody. I mean, again, at home, all these ranked schools were at their home field, and Troy has to win. I mean, no one's taking that bet to beat Florida,
No,
who was really hot in the SEC. I think we went through their schedule. They didn't lose that many series all year, and you're saying they got to just beat Troy 1-2? No
yeah,
problem.
just yeah, you
Couldn't
can
do
do
it.
that.
And
Yeah,
not only can they, they only got to beat them 1-2. You're going to tell me, if you told me right now that Florida was going to score 11 runs in one of those games and not win, they lost 16-11. I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
Sheesh.
it's not, they gave up 26 runs to Troy in 2 games.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
nobody's seeing that coming, man.
No. Well, that's what I think I think three of the regionals went undefeated. I think North Carolina, Texas, and Oregon were the only three teams that didn't lose a game in the regionals.
Did Mississippi State go undefeated?
Oh yeah, Mississippi
I think
State.
Mississippi
So
State might have as well.
oh, and Alabama. So I guess there were more than three, but still, I mean,
Man, the other ones have all been so good that it feels like they've
yeah.
all gone the distance.
That's what you root for, though.
It is, and I mean, obviously, I'm cheering for my team right now to come back and get over this, but I've always been a guy that like give me the most chaos, give me all the upsets. It makes it fun for the sport.
Just
And
as many
seriously,
G5s as possible in the super regionals. Like, let's just get them
yes,
all in. Like,
I mean, even 8 of the 16 ranked teams don't make a super. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
that's why we love sports. We're all about it. Well, let's roll over to softball a little bit. You've been watching any softball lately?
I have, man. I have because it's it's probably, I don't know if it's controversial or not, but it's one of the most underrated sports to watch on TV.
I agree with that.
Softball is very, very exciting to watch,
Yeah.
especially this year because some of these teams, or I don't know if I'll say so, teams hate Texas Tech. They just
Yes.
absolutely hate Texas Tech. And with all the drama that's been going on, it's been very, very fun to watch, and it's been just good softball too. Don't be wrong, but like the underlying stories that are going on in some of these games is very, very entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, well, because I mean, I know starting off the College World Series, Texas defending champ, they come in. Tennessee knocks them off immediately. Uh, Texas State, I mean, Texas Tech had some insane wins. Walked off tonight to go back to the national champ. Or they play again to go in the semifinal, or did they
They're
win?
playing right now,
Playing right now.
top
So
of the third, Texas Tech, Bama. Bama's #1 overall seed.
and man, I was watching Alabama a little bit yesterday. Like they're good too. Like
They're
they're
very
really
good.
good. So the fact that Texas Tech was able to knock them off earlier and try to sneak another one tonight. So looking at
That
potential upset or a potential rematch of last year, but Alabama and Texas would be really good to watch too.
yeah, I mean, there's not a bad matchup here. Texas has to feel good, little bit of a rough start, and then come back and beat Tennessee back-to-back games. So they're kind of feeling on the up and up here. A little bit hotter to close it out. Yeah, it's been really good. Rematch would be interesting because Texas Tech will be out for blood, and they seem to have an insane chip on their shoulder right now. So
Well, I mean, I feel like Texas Tech has a chip on their shoulder anytime they play Texas anyway. So
yeah, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. Uh, but with all the talk about the NIL and they're just trying to buy a championship, you know what? Pretty much that's the sports world how it is now.
I'm gonna
So
say it, and everybody like,
everybody's doing the same thing. So get over it, man. Find a donor with deeper pockets, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, but
yeah,
that's the landscape of sports we live in. So they're well within their right to do it. They're trying to make it pan out.
yep. Go set your college up in a West Texas oil field, and you can do the same thing.
Absolutely can. Absolutely can.
No, it should be good though. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I've never been really against Texas Tech. So I mean, I always feel like they're kind of one of those, but they're also a little arrogant and full of themselves too. So I can see why people also get burned out on them pretty quick.
I think that's the problem is right now and it's because you haven't really ever been good until you could spend the money.
Yeah,
And that's where
that's true.
people's problem is lying. It's like it's not like you're sitting over here, you've been on the cusp and like NIL's just kind of helped you get over the hump. No, NIL's just springboarded you up in every sport
Yeah,
because
you
now
spend
you can.
$1 million on a pitcher to get you to the national championship and
Correct.
back to the World Series. Yeah, like
Correct. Like it's again, you weren't just there just hanging out. No, you were nowhere to be found, and all of a sudden you won the lottery, and now you get to play big ball with everybody. So that's everybody's problem with them.
I was
But
gonna
again,
I was gonna say, speaking of Texas Tech, did you? I'm switching sports here. Did you see the whole deal with Joey McGuire going on, where he proposed he apparently reached out to
yes,
ACU and Texas State to buy out both of their contracts and play Texas in week 1. So I feel like the loser out of all that, honestly, would be Texas State because, like, if you're a team trying to play, like, try to sneak into the G5, try to sneak into that 12 seed, and then instead of playing the University of Texas where it looks good on your schedule, now you're playing Abilene Christian. I mean, that
no,
doesn't benefit you.
no. Texas State would be the massive loser here. I mean, McGuire knew what he was doing because he's in a win-win. Like you make the news again. You try to hide the other shit that's going on in in your organization right now and get in the spotlight for something else. So, you know,
Political distraction. I like it.
correct. And now when Texas obviously doesn't take the bait here and let this happen, then you can sit there and be like, well, we offered to
Yeah.
do it, wouldn't cost them nothing, and we'll even go play it. We were willing to play the game. Texas doesn't want to play us. Texas doesn't want to play us. So they'll have the ability to say that because this obviously isn't going to happen. But so yeah, I mean, McGuire needs anything right now to get the attention onto
Get away
something
from
else.
Sorsby. Yeah.
Get away from Sorsby. Um, the trial was today, came without a verdict, which was pretty well expected, but
Yeah.
um, it was in a Lubbock court. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be there will be riots if they somehow grant an injunction here because there's just so much mounting evidence.
If they somehow allow him to play, like, I
There's
mean,
just no way,
well, I was
right?
gonna say, and like college sports as we know it is dead. Like,
I
I mean, because like it's literally a free for all at that point.
that's not even creating a slippery slope. That's just creating an
No.
avalanche.
Yes.
Like the NCAA, which we already joke about, but like they legitimately have no authority over nothing.
No.
if this is going to get allowed. I mean,
They're like the king of England, like literally just sitting on their throne, just not doing anything. Just
still got all this money, still have all
yeah,
this cool stuff, but really don't get to control anything. We're just kind of there.
no. So we'll see
Yeah,
what happens.
it'll be a while before there's a verdict, I'm sure, but I really cannot see a world where they somehow allow this kid to play.
Well, and that's what I just laugh because, like, speaking of like they have no authority, because like I got an ESPN notification yesterday, and it was like NCAA Brendan Sorsby should not be allowed to play college football ever again. It's like, okay, like, so you just saying that like you like we just want to put our 2 cents out there how we feel, but
Like y'all's rules make that pretty clear that he's not allowed to play again. But y'all it's still, even at this stage, you're having to still come out and say, nope, he can't
yeah,
play. They should
yeah.
not allow this kid to play. Like, yeah, no joke, guys. No joke.
I just wonder like if Texas Tech, like if somehow he is allowed to play, they do like a save face and they suspend him for their first 2 games against like their 2 bad teams, just to say like, we still punished him for what he did. But
Call
it'll be like when Lincoln Riley suspended Baker Mayfield for 1 play that 1 year because he did something like
or like when Michigan suspended Sharon Moore this year against two nobodies. Like,
yeah,
oh
like
man, you really went on a limb here and suspended your coach against some real tough competition.
yeah, got to let him go hang out with this girl.
Ah,
Oh man,
oh man. But it gives us something to talk about. Again, this is also why we love sports, because something that should be so closed book, black and white, no case at all, is somehow massive national news.
still relevant somehow. Yes, I remember the time where that wasn't the case, but no
No,
longer.
no.
But oh, brutal.
Can't have anything nice, Brian. This hat on my head is not allowed to have anything nice
Yep.
besides women's tennis. I guess we got volleyball this year,
Track and field.
livestock judging,
Now, dude, meat judging, dude. That's where
meat
it's
judging. That's what it was.
at.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. It was meat judging. Uh, equestrian almost got there.
Oh man,
Just can't. We cannot have anything nice
just always just
for
keep
for
hoping, dude.
no one who has any idea what I'm complaining about. We hit into an inning double play.
Yep.
Just
Still 3 innings left.
yeah, yeah. But just rip the Band-Aid off now.
Just get it over
Just
with.
get it over with. Like just get it over with.
Well, so let me ask you this. So like are you a little more bought into Michael Early now?
Yeah, I mean, I no me. That would be like Lucas saying that Jay Johnson's got to go right now.
Yeah.
A little bit different circumstance here because Early didn't go win a national title, but like you got to give guys time to build their program and like get their players. And he was mostly he brought back another guy's players. They didn't obviously have the success they did the year before, but you got to give a guy time, let him build his roster, his program, and they're not always going to hit. I mean, again, Jay
Yeah.
Johnson just won a national title, and he thought he built the perfect roster. And three-quarters way through the season, he was like, "Hand up, I was wrong.
Mhm.
Ain't gonna cut it. Won't
I'm
happen
gonna
again."
oh now I'm gonna dump this entire roster.
Yeah, correct. So, um, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and still be like, "Oh yeah, Early is the guy." Like we hit a home run, but yeah, the brakes are definitely pumped on how the nervous meter we were after last year. I mean, even if we don't win this game. I don't love how we finished the season. I'll say that. April was really nice, and May was very brutal. But yeah, I'm feeling better than I was a year ago at this point. It's
Yeah.
pretty
At least
obvious.
can at least say you got something to build off of.
Correct, correct. Now, um, we're not bringing a lot back, which is a
Yeah.
little bit, it's a little nerve-wracking. What do we have, coming up through the pipeline here? But we'll see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We got to get better pitching. We've got to
So,
get better pitching.
so we've been talking about donors, and A&M definitely has donors. So
We spend the money, though. That hasn't been a
yeah,
problem. They
no,
spend the money.
we'll see. You never know. 3 innings
Yeah.
left.
Yeah. Hey, nothing else. We beat Texas two games early in the season.
You always got that win.
I sat here and talked so much crap. It's- We were so hot. I was like, "Oh, this team's about to
I
go on
know
a run, man."
it.
Just making absolute
It, re-
ass of myself.
well, I mean, it reminds me a lot of another situation back in November. We went through the same conversation.
Yeah.
Just
Except
rinse repeat, dude. Rinse repeat.
and again, I sat here and tried to lie to the people.
Yeah.
I knew damn good and well Texas was winning that football game. The world knew Texas was winning that football game. I had to sit here and act like I had faith.
Yeah.
And one thing that has always my entire life let me down.
Yep. It's the BAS, dude. Never
It is.
fails.
It is. I feel like I have a pretty good grip on it. I don't let it get too out of hand, but the sadness is definitely real. It's definitely real.
Well, I'll tell you who's less sad nowadays is Miles Garrett. Got traded to the Rams for a Jared Verse and a first round pick. So first and
That
third, I think. So huge,
first,
huge
second, and
trade.
a first in the next year's draft, a second in 28, and a third in 29.
Sheesh.
And Jared Verse, who is obviously not Miles Garrett, but he's been a promising player his first couple years in the league. So um, massive haul from all. I mean, from all purposes here, it's a win for the Browns. You can't say it's
Oh
not.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're losing Miles Garrett. You weren't going to be good anyway. I mean, yeah, okay, you had a player that was the one bright spot in your organization, but he was doing his damnedest, but he wasn't winning you football games because he's one player
No.
on a team. So it's a win for the Browns. We sat here last week and talked about, oh, the Simpson deal. Man, they really should have upgraded their team. Well, here you go. There's not a more all-in team in 2026 than the Los Angeles Rams.
So they're just getting ahead of next year's draft by just taking their pick now.
Hey, man, he's very their GM F them picks. Don't need them. They've had
No.
since 2016, and you can already throw in 2027 now. They've made two first-round picks. They are
That's
Jared
wild.
Goff and uh,
Ty
Ty
Simpson.
Simpson.
That is wild. That is a wild stat.
Yes, yes. And Jared Goff obviously traded for Matthew Stafford, and now some more first-round picks being traded for Miles
Oof.
Garrett. So it's it's something that team is. They're god awful scary now. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they already had a good defense. Now you have, I mean, they had a good defense. They traded for the corner from the Chiefs earlier this year. He was an All Pro. Now you get the guy who just won Defensive Player of the Year and reset the sack record in his age
Yeah.
29 season or age 30 season. How old is he? I mean,
Jeez.
I think he might have already been 30. Yeah, that this was his age. He turned 30 in December, so halfway through the season. So however you want to call that. Nonetheless,
Well, and
uh,
I feel like he's still getting better somehow. Like every year you watch him, like he just somehow just keeps like because like we said, the Browns aren't very good, so teams are focusing on him,
he's the
and
most double team player in the league, Brian, and he set the
yeah,
sack
and
record.
set the sack record. It's wild. Like the dude's just an absolute monster.
Yes.
But
I mean, and you throw him in that division now. Very, very interesting. I mean, I don't know if they are. I would assume the Rams, if they're not Super Bowl favorites, they've got to be top three. I don't know
Oh,
who
they're up
else
there
you.
for sure.
So,
I mean, you'll throw
yeah,
Seattle up there again, but I mean, you'll put the Eagles up there, which I mean, I don't know if the Eagles be as good. We'll talk about them in a minute, but
I
I don't know.
just,
I mean,
I'm not shocked that Miles Garrett got traded. And apparently, from what I've read, the Rams have been the only ones knocking down the door. But it still shocked me today whenever I got the news. It wasn't like I'd heard these rumors at all and or even seen it. So um, not shocking that it's the Rams though. Not
no,
because of again, the rumors. This has been what they've done. Like every offseason, it feels like that they're trading for a high profile guy, whether it was Stafford when they got rid of Goff, or they had the Jalen Ramsey trade. They've had the Devontae Adams trade. They brought in Odell. Like they bring in they had the Von Miller deal a few years
yeah.
back when they brought Von Miller in for that title run. So they this is right up their alley. So again, shouldn't be shocked. I still was somehow.
Well, and I'll say too, they're trying that people are trying to speak into existence now to get Aaron Donald to come out of retirement and put Aaron Donald with Miles Garrett on that defensive line.
Goodness.
Could you imagine, dude?
No,
Like
no.
the
Uh,
number one
uh,
defensive end by a wide margin and the number one defensive tackle by a wide margin on the same defensive line playing together.
and yeah, I know he hasn't played now in a couple years, but you would think a healthy Aaron Donald.
But dude, you still see him like
Oh, he's
that
still
dude
working out,
is
man.
still jacked. Like,
He's in phenomenal shape with fresh legs.
yes, like he's ready to roll.
That's holy moly. That would be very, very scary.
I want it to happen just so I can see it in action. Like, just see those two dudes on the field together.
I don't know who the guy on the other side of the line is. He's getting 20 sacks though. Whoever the other end is getting
Yeah.
he's getting free shots at the QB, man. He's got to get through a running back, and he's got a free sack because they had to throw four guys at Aaron Donald and Miles Garrett.
Yeah, just he's gonna have the loaded offensive line on this side.
Yeah, or like they're gonna have a corner with 10 sacks this year because they just dropped down a safety or corner blitz and they can't
Yeah,
block them all.
no, you're not running the ball. I mean,
No, I mean if that was to happen, you're talking about the division that has the reigning Super Bowl champs and people would expect them to just go like 15-2.
yeah,
The Rams, I'm
exactly.
saying,
Like,
like
yeah,
the Seahawks being an afterthought, and they just won the they just won the Super Bowl.
yeah. Man, that's what's crazy though is that really like that division is absolutely loaded. I mean, the Seahawks gonna be really good again. The Rams gonna be really good again. I mean,
With
like to me,
with
it's a two-horse race. I mean,
it is, and everything we're saying is true. But the Rams are a very old roster at the top.
yeah,
All their players are very old. All their stars are old, and even someone like Puka Nacua has had some health issues the last few years. So
yeah.
as good as this team on Madden is going to be in real life, it could go south very, very quickly.
Well, and that's why I mean that's why they made the trade because it's this is like their all-in sell right here. Like
Yes,
we're going. This is the year we can maybe hope for another year, but like this is the year. Like we have to win it this year.
yeah, I 100% agree with that.
But then again, it goes back to the conversation we talked about too with oh no, well, we're gonna go to commercial break.
Three-run
Uh,
home run, USC. It's
yeah,
5-1, top of the seventh.
Eesh. That was a
As Lucas
absolute
says, it's
nuke.
football season, boys.
That's
It's
right.
football
It's
season.
football season. Oh man. Well, staying with football, I would say the one of the couple teams that potentially have a chance to compete next year. The New England Patriots, they trade for
Absolutely.
AJ Brown with the Eagles. So
Yeah, I mean, well, wasn't a very well kept secret. This dropped a couple months ago that it would be a post June 1st for salary cap purposes and stuff.
yeah,
But still get a first and a fifth.
pretty good haul.
Pretty good haul for an older receiver. Don't get me wrong, he still produces. And
Oh, 100.
Jalen Hurts not a great throwing quarterback with a guy like Drake May who can sling the ball a little bit. Jumps right into that to the role that Stephon Diggs had there last year, but he's better than Stephon Diggs. So
Yeah,
uh, the the Super Bowl runner-ups just got better on offense.
which they have to be. I mean, we know their defense is good, which I know. I mean, they played well. I know everyone talks about their schedule and everything last year, but I mean, I still think their defense is solid. It was just their offense had so many issues. I mean, and it wasn't necessarily Drake May. Drake May didn't make a lot of mistakes, but also they just couldn't produce. So you have to have guys that can come in and actually, make some noise and do some things. So
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, you hope Travion Henderson, takes another steps up again this year, and then obviously if AJ Brown can produce, then you have a shot.
they're young. I mean, they were ahead of schedule last year, so
Yeah,
you hope you get some leadership on the outside there. They kind of revamped their wide receiver room. Not that I'm sitting here and wanting the freaking Patriots to be relevant and good consistently again. I want anything but that, but they're doing their job to try to be
yeah. So, but now on the other side, I know we've talked about it a little bit. Their schedule's a lot tougher this season
a
too.
whole lot
So,
tougher, a whole lot
so,
tougher.
so we'll see how good that team actually is whenever they come in.
Gonna be tested. Gonna be tested. Um,
And
but
really, who else plays? I mean, like, I just feel like the AFC is just so wide open right now. I mean, the Texans, their defense is going to be solid. Just whether the offense can go. Can the Jags have a repeat of last year? I mean, Buffalo's Buffalo. How far can they go? I mean,
every year we say
yeah,
their time's up. They can't do it, and then they reel us back in every like
yeah.
we get the posting like, oh crap, it's Buffalo's time. That they're back again. You
They
know,
got a fresh. They got a fresh look at head coach now, though. So we'll
I
see.
know we
It's a
will we will
difference.
we'll see about that. Uh, it's super early. It is super early to say this, and we have a whole off season yet to go. The New York Football Giants might be must-watch football.
That team is going to be
Th
entertaining, if nothing else.
that's what I'm saying, man. Today they signed Odell. Didn't even play last year. He's 33 years old. They bring him back because they don't have wide receiver depth. You've
No.
got your star quarterback already beefing with your star, or I say star, but your young, talented defensive player with the
Yes.
whole political stuff we won't get into, but some political beef going on there. You've got a running back who is lovable and awesome, but also is lacking brain cells because he's has had CTE probably since he was 5.
Yes. Don't forget they brought in Juju Schuster Smith too. So
Did they sign him or you just get him for a tryout?
they signed him. So
Did
he's
they sign
coming
him too?
in. So
They got that going on. You got Malik Neighbors is out doing celebrity softball games when he's still recovering from off-season surgery. Doesn't even know if he's going to be back for week 1. And you brought John Harbaugh in as your head coach
yeah.
to just top all this off. So it's again a
I
lot
smell
of
I smell hard knocks, dude.
they gotta be right, gotta be. It's gonna be fascinating stuff. Hopefully, there's more to come in the off season, but on June 1st, sign me up for what's going on in New York because it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Oh
funny.
yeah.
I don't know about fun. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah. Hopefully funny in a not good way. Like they end up not being very good. But
I don't think they will. I
I
mean,
mean they didn't beef up their defense a whole lot, which is what was really, really bad. So
no. They also traded away what Lawrence, right? Dexter Lawrence.
yeah, they traded Dexter Lawrence, brought in Abdul Carter. So we'll see. I mean, my team's got their own problems though, so I'm not too worried about it.
Mine does too. Mine does too.
Hey, we get to watch the fun October 4th though. So,
We do. We do.
oh man, and then we'll just wrap it up. NBA Finals are here after a 6 month playoff season. Uh, Finally here, the Knicks and the Spurs rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals. Um, just a really great series between the Spurs and the Thunder. I think I saw that the Spurs were like 1-5 all time in winner take all games. So on the
Wow.
road, and so
Wow.
that was a big time win going to Oklahoma City. And I mean, really, like from everything, I didn't watch the game, but I followed along. Like, really, kind of controlled the game the whole way through. So
Yeah.
played well.
They were Wimby was more aggressive, and that was kind of the theme of that whole series was the games that Wimby asserted himself and took shots and tried to be a focal point of the offense was the games that they tended to win. And the three losses they had is when he had five shots at halftime, or he just wasn't. He was settling for the three and not getting to the rim and being aggressive where nobody can stop him. Um, so um, it is a fascinating finals. It's the most excited I've been for a finals matchup in a long time. Um, just because I said this last year that I think even though I don't always champion big market teams, the NBA seems more fun whenever the Knicks are good.
Yeah,
And then the Knicks are good. And then you have San Antonio, who just has gone through kind of a rebuild situation. And then bing, bang, boom, all these draft guys hit. You get the generational talent, Wembanyama, and you're already there with a very, very young team. It's a it's a very experienced team in the Knicks and a very young team in San Antonio, but two teams who have both almost zero final experience between them. Like
yeah,
you have some depth bench guys that have played in some finals, but you don't like none of your stars. You know, Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges played with the Suns a few years back in the finals, but I mean, he's not the focal point. OG Anunoby played with the Raptors in his
yeah.
younger, like they were super young. They weren't in the roles they play now, having to.
Harrison Barnes, the
Yeah,
Spurs. Like,
Harrison Barnes, Luke
yeah,
Cornett was a guy
yeah,
with the Celtics. So, but none of your main guys that are going to be the reason one of these teams wins the finals has this kind of experience. You know, it again, and then opposite of on this part, you know, the Knicks 9 days rest, fresh legs, but also a layoff. Spurs playing really well, but coming off a very hard fought emotional. You saw how those guys were at the end of that game 7. You know, Wimby, like they were very, very emotional to come out on top in that series. So that's also draining. That's physically draining. It's emotionally draining. Now you have to shuck all that and gear up for a finals run. So who comes? You know, do the Knicks come off the layoff better? Do the Knicks keep right? Do the Spurs keep riding the high, or are they drained? So many different angles to take here, and I think it's just going to be a really good series.
yeah. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, especially I was talking to my uncle. He's a big Spurs fan. It was like it's a very different Spurs team than their championship run in the early 2000s. Like it's a young, exciting, fast paced team. It's not the fundamental three that you just we're just gonna bank shot you to death. Like it's a really fun team that play good defense, play really good offense. I mean, it's just like you said, they just got to find a way to be consistent and just let Wembanyama just. I mean, at this point, it's like just take the reins off and just let the dude go. Like,
I think that's going to be the key here. Is that obviously he is the most unguardable player in the NBA for his length, his athleticism, just his overall basketball ability, while also being 7'4", 7'5".
you know,
But I think the Knicks will be able to do better than whatever the hell Chet Holmgren was doing in that series. Nobody's stock in recent NBA memory has gone down faster than what Chet Holmgren's has after the 7 games against the Spurs.
oh,
Because
dude, half of my X feed was just him just being absolutely roasted for his performance in the series.
and it's not the fact that. that Wimby got the best of him because I believe my statement is true. Wimby is the like there's nobody that can guard Wimby. So it wasn't the fact that you couldn't guard him because that's an impossible task. It's how much of a baby and almost yeah, just you played like a weenie. You didn't
Yeah.
try. You didn't want the smoke. When
Yeah.
you grew up in high school and you played Wimby and when you were younger and when you were a little bit further along than he was, like you were going at him. You wanted to be the guy. And now when it was your time to just stand up and be the guy, you took two shots in game seven and played zero defense and weren't you never attacked the rim the whole series and you try to flop your way to the free throw line.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't want to get off on too much of a Chet deal.
Decided to peter out instead.
But I think the Knicks will throw more looks at Wimby and be more or give him make it tougher for him. I think that they'll make it tough for him. Again, you can't guard him. He's unguardable,
Yeah.
especially over a 7 game series. Like he's gonna get his, but I think they'll make it tougher for him to be as successful as he was when Chet was guarding him.
Yeah. So who's your pick right now to win it?
I don't even like it's the Knicks. I think it's the Knicks time. I really think the emotional toll in San Antonio is going to be tough. They are super young. Um and I don't like the fact that I saw those games where Wemby didn't want to take over. If he flips the switch, then it's Spurs and maybe six.
Yeah.
But with him having those games where again five shots at the half, you can't be the guy you are with the talent you have and take 5 shots in a half in any basketball game. Like I understand you have other teammates that can score, but you got to be a little selfish, and it's the time of the year to be a little selfish when you're the type of player he is. He should be taking 25 shots a game, so 5 shots a half doesn't cut it for me. But I think it might be the next time, man. They are well rested. I'm shocked, really, that all they needed was it's not like I don't not sitting here. I think Mike Brown's an amazing coach or anything, but he's found a way to manage the roster better to where they've had the legs and the stamina to make it to where they are. The talent was never an issue. And the starting five is so deep. They have a few guys on the bench. So I'll go Knicks in seven. I want to be wrong, I think. I don't know why I want to be wrong. I'm a Rockets fan. I don't like I love the Spurs. I guess I'm conflicted here, but I'm going to say Knicks in seven, but usually I have a pick of like, oh, I would hate for this team to win. Neither one's going to bother me.
Yeah. That's
I'd
kind
have been
of
the biggest Knicks fan in the world if OKC would have made it. Because
oh, for sure.
their style of play pisses me off so much. I hate it. Even though I admire what they've done as an organization, I hate their style of basketball. So screw the Thunder. But with all that being said, I'm going to take the Knicks in
Yeah.
seven.
It does just make me laugh because I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking and it was like whoever comes out of the West is going to roll in the finals. But then the Knicks, I mean, the Knicks started playing really well. I mean, then like you said, a hard fought series between the Spurs and the and OKC. I mean, that's just hard, especially with the emotion. Like that's where I'd be kind of conflicted as a fan. It's kind of like we're fired up. We're a young team. We made the finals, probably playing ahead of schedule, but like crying on the court, like that's kind of where I'm kind of like, all right, like let's get excited, but we haven't reached the peak yet. Like let's not overhype the situation. Like we can be excited about being there, but let's not overhype where we're at. Like
You haven't won a daggum thing.
yeah,
You
like
haven't.
you don't get a trophy for making it to the final. Like
No. I so and I mean and the good thing the Spurs have going for them here is that they have home court advantage because don't get me wrong, the Garden's going to be rocking come game three, and the Spurs will not have walked into an environment like what's going to be going at Madison Square Garden. If they would have had to start the finals at MSG, that would have been I I would have probably said Knicks in 5 or 6 if this
oh yeah,
series was in New York because again, young players. emotional series, and you got to walk into Madison Square Garden in game one of the NBA Finals. That would have been a very tall task, in my
People
opinion.
have been
But
waiting for 30 years for this series.
yes,
Like, yeah,
yes. And if I recall, the Spurs embarrassed them in the '99 Finals. I
I
think they
think
won
they
it.
won.
Was it
I
four
think they
games or
won in
5 games?
five. I
I
think they
think it's
won in
five. I
five.
agree.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like, wasn't like they were right. They've been waiting really since what, '94 when they took the Rockets to. That was a
yeah,
good series against the Rockets. They've been waiting a long time for this. So
yeah,
uh, I don't know. It's going to be fun. I do like, I am excited to see MSG in Game 3. I think it's going to be an insane spectacle. Um, but yeah, just excited for a finals, which I haven't been really in a long time. Maybe since like the Cavs Warriors. It got compelling just because of the rivalry, and
yeah.
you were cheering
The
against
3-1
the.
deficit and
Yeah,
the
it was maybe one of those.
yeah,
I mean, didn't really hate the Celtics Suns, but I also really wasn't that into it. This one's got me excited. So,
yeah. Should be a fun series. Like I said, it's two fun, exciting, energetic teams. I mean, if nothing else. So
and again, like two teams that, yeah, teams hate the Knicks because they're the Knicks, but this isn't a very hateable Knicks team,
no,
in my opinion. I don't see it that way at all. So,
I mean they stay pretty low key. Seems like so.
correct, correct, and you know, but we also got to be careful here. We also, if Wemby goes and wins a title this quick, yikes.
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask for.
You
If
want
if 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 you let Wimby get one this early,
they should be, yeah, especially with just how young that whole team is. Like they just keep getting
man. But
better.
I'll say this though too, Brian. 2 years ago, it was, oh man, this Celtics team might win three of the next five,
Yep.
and then it was, oh man, this Thunder team, they're so young and they have all these draft, like this Thunder team might win the next five NBA Finals, and here we already are. None of them been have won it, much less been back.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
is
just
true.
it feels like it feels like the decade of dynasties that just never turned into dynasties.
I mean, it's like I know it's not a huge competitive balance, but at least you have a few teams at the top that are rotating in and out. So
Yeah, yeah.
it'll
We'll
be the
get a new.
Cavs' turn next year. So
Yes, it'll be the Cavs' turn next year. That's already set in stone.
that's right.
The East does not have to be played next year.
Just run it through. Oh man. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to touch on?
One more quick hug. The corgi. Did you see the corgi that always picks the games where he hits the basketball off
I
the?
didn't see it this time though.
Okay, he uh he hit every game in that Thunder Spurs game.
Did he really?
Legacy series for the corgi. Got all seven right.
Wow, man.
So, quick hug to the corgi that always predicts these series for us. So, yeah,
That's
legacy
awesome.
series form, hit all seven. What a guy! What a pup! Give him
Damn.
all the pets, or her.
Should
I'm
have
not
been
sure what
throwing
it is, but
yeah,
all
should
the
have been throwing
pets.
bets down to follow along. So
No joke. There's gonna be some DJ on these finals gonna be waiting for that video to come out. You bet your ass.
watching the corgi. Brendan Sorsby, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh
Or
man.
do it. What the hell? You're not playing football anyway. So,
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. All right. We appreciate everybody watching. Continue to like, subscribe, share to your friends, to your family. Follow our TikTok channel. We continue to post videos on there. Until next time, we'll see you next week.
see ya.